Hello, soap opera enthusiasts and devoted fans of Days of Our Lives. It's us, your passionate team behind the TV Days Drama Digest channel, coming to you with another electrifying deep dive into the swirling vortex of intrigue, betrayal, and heart-pounding drama that defines our beloved Salem. Today, we're turning the spotlight on one of the show's most resilient and captivating characters, Sarah Horton. Oh, the twists and turns her life has taken. If you've been glued to your screens like we have, you know that Sarah's world is about to be upended once again in a storyline that's dripping with suspense and potential for explosive revelations. We're talking about the shocking possibility of Sarah being kidnapped and swapped with none other than her arch-nemesis, Kristen DiMera. Will this audacious plot actually unfold? Could it lead to an unlikely alliance, or will it spiral into even more chaos? Buckle up, dear readers, because we're about to unpack this juicy narrative thread in exquisite, dramatic detail. And trust us, by the end of this article, you'll be counting down the minutes until the next episode airs. First, let's set the stage with a bit of backstory to remind ourselves why Sarah's predicaments always feel so intensely personal and riveting. Sarah Horton, portrayed with such raw emotion by the talented Lindsay Godfrey, has been a fixture in Salem since her dramatic return in 2018. She's the daughter of the iconic Maggie Horton and the late Neil Curtis, but her life has been anything but straightforward. From her whirlwind romances to her medical career as a dedicated doctor at a university hospital, Sarah embodies the classic soap heroine, strong-willed, compassionate, and perpetually caught in the crosshairs of fate's cruel games. But it's her entanglements with the DiMera family, particularly the enigmatic and villainous Kristen, that have elevated her storylines to legendary status. Kristen DiMera, played with deliciously wicked flair by Stacey Haydock, is the ultimate femme fatale, cunning, manipulative, and driven by an unquenchable thirst for power, love, and revenge. Their paths have crossed in ways that have left indelible scars, and now, it seems, history is poised to repeat itself in the most harrowing fashion imaginable. We can't discuss this latest kidnapping tease without revisiting the infamous incident that first thrust Sarah and Kristen into this toxic tango of deception and danger. Cast your minds back to that unforgettable arc a few years ago. It was a masterclass in soap opera mayhem. Kristen, ever the schemer, orchestrated Sarah's abduction with chilling precision. Picture this: Sarah, blissfully unaware, going about her day in Salem, perhaps tending to patients or sharing tender moments with her then love interest, Xander Kyriakis. In a blink, she's snatched away, drugged, and whisked off to a remote, godforsaken deserted island that felt straight out of a nightmare thriller. The isolation was palpable, the crashing waves, the relentless sun beating down on barren sands, and Sarah's growing despair as she realized the depth of her captor's madness. Kristen didn't stop at mere kidnapping. Oh no, she elevated it to an art form, using advanced, almost sci-fi level mask technology, because in Salem, why not? Kristen impersonated Sarah flawlessly. She slipped into Sarah's life like a serpent into Eden, fooling friends, family, and even lovers with her eerie mimicry. The drama of that impersonation was nothing short of operatic. Imagine the heartbreak: Xander, Sarah's fiery Scottish soulmate, pouring out his affections to what he believed was his true love, only for it to be Kristen in disguise, plotting her next move. Maggie, Sarah's devoted mother, sensing something off but unable to pinpoint it, her maternal instincts screaming in the background. And poor Sarah, trapped on that island, her medical skills useless against the psychological torment Kristen inflicted. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, Sarah's spirit battered but unbroken, her thoughts racing with escape plans that always seemed just out of reach. The reveal, when it finally came, was explosive, truths tumbling out like dominoes, alliances shattered, and Kristen's web of lies unraveling in a courtroom drama that had us all on the edge of our seats. It wasn't just a kidnapping. It was a symphony of betrayal that redefined villainy in Days of Our Lives. Fans still talk about it in hushed tones, debating whether Kristen's actions stemmed from pure evil or a twisted form of desperation, born from her own fractured past. Fast forward to the present, and the echoes of that ordeal are resounding louder than ever. Whispers from the set and teaser trailers suggest that Sarah is once again in the crosshairs of a kidnapper, and all signs point to Kristen being involved, or perhaps, this time, a victim herself. But hold on, because this iteration promises to be even more labyrinthine and pulse-racing. Unlike the solitary confinement of the island, this kidnapping scenario thrusts Sarah and Kristen into the same confined space, imprisoned together in what sounds like a dimly lit, claustrophobic dungeon straight out of a gothic horror novel. Can you envision it? The air thick with tension, the faint drip of water echoing off cold stone walls, shadows dancing menacingly as the two women bitter enemies face each other in forced proximity. Sarah, with her fiery temper and unyielding moral compass, glaring daggers at Kristen, whose smirking facade barely conceals the storm of emotions brewing beneath. They don't like each other, that's an understatement of epic proportions. Their history is a powder keg of resentment. Kristen's past manipulations have cost Sarah dearly. From lost loves to shattered trust, while Sarah represents everything Kristen invites stability, genuine connections, and a life not marred by constant scheming. Yet, amidst this animosity lies a fragile thread that could either bind them or snap under pressure. Their shared love and concern for Rachel Black. Rochelle, the innocent child caught in the whirlwind of adult folly. As the daughter of Kristen and Brady Black, that brooding, ever-conflicted heartthrob played by Eric Martsolf. Rachel has been a pawn in more plots than we can count, but Sarah's role in her life adds layers of complexity that make this storyline sing. As Rachel's personal doctor, Sarah has been more than a medical professional. She's been a nurturing figure, a beacon of kindness in Rachel's tumultuous world. Remember those tender scenes where Sarah examines Rachel, her gentle hands and soothing voice calming the child's fears? It's through this doctor-patient bond that Sarah uncovered the shocking truth about a shooting incident, a pivotal event that rocked Salem to its core. The details were grisly, a botched hit, hidden motives, and alliances tested. Sarah, ever the ethical healer, couldn't ignore what she learned, leading to a clandestine deal with Kristen. What was the nature of that pact? Speculation runs wild. Perhaps Kristen offered protection in exchange for silence. Or maybe it involved custody battles over Rachel. Whatever the terms, it forged an uneasy connection between the two women, one built on mutual necessity rather than affection. This shared stake in Rachel's well-being could be the catalyst for the drama ahead. In this new kidnapping twist, will Sarah and Kristen set aside their deep-seated hatred to team up against their common captor? The thought alone sends shivers down our spines. Imagine the dialogue crackling with sarcasm and reluctant admissions, Sarah snarling, "I hate you, but we need each other to get out of here alive," while Kristen retorts with her signature venom, "Oh, darling, the feeling is mutual. But let's not die before I can ruin your life properly." Their escape attempts could be a rollercoaster of high-stakes action-picking locks, with improvised tools fashioned from Sarah's medical knowledge, decoding clues left by their mysterious abductor, or even staging a fake fight to distract guards. The kidnapper's identity adds another layer of mystery. Is it really Kristen pulling the strings again, or has she been framed? Rumors swirl about a third party, perhaps a vengeful Demera rival like EJ or Stefan, or an outsider with ties to Salem's shadowy underbelly. The swap element teases even more intrigue. Will Kristen don another mask to impersonate Sarah once more, infiltrating Salem while the real Sarah fights for freedom? Or could the tables turn, with Sarah forced to mimic Kristen in a bid for survival? To heighten the drama, let's delve deeper into the psychological toll this ordeal might take. Sarah, already scarred from her previous abduction, could experience flashbacks that blur the lines between past and present visions of the island haunting her, eroding her resolve. Her relationship with Xander hangs in the balance. He's no stranger to danger, but watching Sarah, potentially Kristen in disguise, act out of character could ignite jealousy, doubt, and explosive confrontations. Meanwhile, Kristen's vulnerability might shine through, stripped of her resources. She's just a mother desperate to protect her daughter. This humanizes her, forcing viewers to grapple with the gray areas of her villainy. And Rachel? The poor child, oblivious to the storm, might sense the shift, her innocent questions tugging at heartstrings. Where's Doctor? Sarah? Why is Mommy acting strange? The ripple effects could extend to the entire Black family, with Brady torn between loyalty to Kristen and his growing suspicions. But wait, there's more to unpack. This plot doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's woven into the rich tapestry of Days of Our Lives' ongoing sagas. Compare it to other iconic kidnappings in soap history, like when Stefano Demera held Marlena hostage, or the time Hope was brainwashed on Princess Gina's island. These stories thrive on the same formula. Isolation breeds introspection. Enemies become reluctant allies, and revelations upend everything. In Sarah's case, the potential for a team-up echoes classic buddy cop dynamics, but with soap flair. Think Thelma and Louise meets General Hospital. Fan theories are exploding online. Some predict a shocking romance twist. Could sparks fly between Sarah and a reformed Kristen? Unlikely, but soaps love the improbable. While others foresee a double cross that leaves one woman for dead, we've scoured forums and social media, and the consensus is clear. This arc has the potential to be a game changer, rivaling the show's most memorable moments. Expanding on the emotional depth, let's consider Sarah's inner turmoil in vivid detail. As a doctor, she's trained to heal, not harm, but captivity might push her to extremes. Picture her pacing the cell, her mind racing through medical scenarios. If I can just get to that guard's weak point. Her compassion for Rachel could fuel her fire. Memories of the child's laughter contrasting sharply with the grim reality. Kristen, too, has layers. Her obsession with Brady isn't just possessive. It's rooted in a lifetime of abandonment. Imprisoned together, confessions might spill, Kristen admitting her regrets. Sarah revealing vulnerabilities. This forced intimacy could lead to breakthroughs or breakdowns with tears, shouts, and perhaps a fragile truce forged in the fires of adversity. Of course, the kidnapper's motives demand scrutiny. If it's not Kristen masterminding it, who benefits from this chaos? Perhaps it's linked to the shooting Sarah uncovered to cover up unraveling, with powerful figures silencing witnesses. Or maybe it's tied to Rachel's custody, with Brady's enemies striking at his heart. The deserted island callback suggests a deliberate echo taunting Sarah with her past trauma. Dramatic irony abounds while Salem buzzes with Sarah's odd behavior. The real one fights for her life, her cries echoing unheard. As we speculate, let's not forget the broader implications for Days of Our Lives. This storyline reinforces the show's enduring appeal, endless reinvention. We're no characters safe from resurrection, redemption, or ruin. Sarah's resilience shines. But so does Kristen's complexity, harming us that villains are often heroes in their own stories. Will they escape together, emerging as unlikely friends? Or will betrayal rear its ugly head, leaving bodies in its wake? The suspense is killing us. In wrapping up this epic exploration, though we could go on forever, we at TV Days Drama Digest urge you to tune in and join the conversation. Share your theories in the comments. Will Sarah and Kristen unite or implode?